Miss Fennessy, we're on our last set of words that we're looking at. The next set of words is concentration, diluted, and concentrated. So what we're looking at is concentration is the amount of solute in a solvent. Sometimes you can have high concentration, sometimes you can have low concentration. A normal example I usually think of is orange juice. A lot of times in commercials and different things, they say they have a high concentration compared to other companies that have a low concentration, which means they essentially have more of that orange juice combined with the water compared to other companies. So for me, I really like my orange juice. I prefer more orange juice in the solution and less water. So then you have our next word, which is concentrated, which means I have a high level of solute to solvent, which means I have more of that solute than I did before. And I have compared to the solvent. So you get higher and higher concentration. Another good example of this is Kool-Aid. You ever make Kool-Aid and you don't put a lot of the water in and it's really, really dark, and then sometimes you put in and you'll see that you'll put more sugar in and more of the Kool-Aid substance and it's darker, and then when you put less of the substance in, it's lighter. The lighter is actually called diluted. And you might have heard this word. People dilute a lot of things sometimes when it's a little too strong. So maybe you made that Kool-Aid and your mom tells you to make that Kool-Aid and you put so much of that sugar in. And so essentially you're going to have to put either more water in now that you can actually take out the solute of it. So diluted is decreasing the amount of solute to solvent. So you're now looking at that. You may also increase the amount of solvent, which is the water in this case, to be able to make it diluted. And you might also be able to decrease the amount of solvent in this solution to be able to make it more concentrated. So depending on what you're looking at. So these three words are pretty important. Some things can be more concentrated, which means more of that solute in the mix. And then this one has less diluted, less solute in the mix.